Hello, sweet sunshines. I'm back with your next letter and lesson for art class at Edmonds Elementary School, and I miss you, and I hope you're feeling well, and I hope your family is well. I'm going to go ahead and read this letter to you and build in some pauses so that you can stop and look and have a peek at all the artworks as we go along, so make sure to do that. Here we go. Hello, lovelies. Sometimes when I have a long week or a long day or a hard conversation, I look for comfort when I get home. Many people have something at home that brings comfort. A particular stuffed animal, perhaps, or even a treasured mug. Third graders might remember a recent conversation about special objects that we have in our kitchens, that perfect cup or perfect bowl that feels just right, or a neat picture, has a neat picture on it, or a perfect texture. And there are lots of food that bring people comfort as well, like ice cream or soup. And I just want you to take a moment and reflect on what brought you comfort today. As long as humans have been creating art, artists around the world have been working to bring emotional comfort to their own lives and to the lives of others. Teapots get painted with little flowers, and wooden spoon handles get carved. Those details are not necessary, but they feel nice to our hearts. It's a pleasure to own something special, something beautiful, something to play with, something to treasure. Do you have a favorite toy or a lobby which brings you comfort? A person, a special spot in your home, a plant, a pet, or a blanket which you just adore? Well, today we're going to look at how artists around the world both bring comfort and show us what makes them happy in their own homes. Owning dolls, owning toys and dolls is a part of childhood that most of us share. Artists have been creating toys and dolls for children for a very long time. In Japan, Kokeshi dolls have been produced for over 150 years. They are made for children to play with. The dolls are made from wax, have no arms or legs, and have simple painted faces and cylindrical bodies sealed with wax. This is where you're going to go ahead and pause the video and have a look at the example Kokeshi doll that I have right here on our post. Northeastern Native Americans have made corn husk dolls for likely more than 1,000 years. When European settlers arrived, they adopted the practice of making corn husk dolls into their toy making, which included making rag dolls out of bits of fabric. The husks are often dry and crack easily, so Native American artisans first soak the husks in water so that they are pliable to work with, yielding tough, sturdy dolls when they are dry. And these dolls traditionally did not have faces. Go ahead and pause the video and you can see an example of a corn husk doll that children would have played with. Today, I want you to reflect on the things that bring you comfort in your own home. Try to make a drawing, or if you can, a painting with markers and water of what comforts you at home. I made a little video of this process so that you can see how to turn markers into watercolor-like paint by using nothing but either your finger in water or a brush in water after using the markers. If you don't have markers at home, that's okay. You can do this drawing in pencil, and if you don't have fancy paper, it's okay. Water does prefer thicker paper because the paper is likely to ripple. So the thicker the paper you have, the better. If you have paper in your recycling bin, that's great. If you don't have fresh paper, it's okay. You can work on the back of another piece of paper. It's perfectly fine. That is has print on the back, or anything else on the reverse is just fine. The things you're going to need are a pencil, markers, paper, brush, and water. The basics are to draw a picture of something, someone, or some place that you turn to for comfort. Color it with markers, then brush over the marker lines to create your paint. You could add a background. If For example, ice cream brings you comfort. I love ice cream. Then where do you like to eat it? If you find comfort with a lovey, do you cuddle it in your bed? Is there a special person who you go to for comfort? And do you have a routine with that person that you could draw, like when they read you a bedtime story, for example? Here are some contemporary artists that are showing us the comforts of home in our next section. The painting that we're going to talk about next is by the daughter of Milton Avery, March Avery. She was born in 1932. Her dad was an artist too. His name was Milton Avery. She started painting at a young age and practiced a lot. Her artwork has been shown in many museums. Now, I didn't write this in my post, and maybe I should have, but I'm just reminded as I'm reading this of the advice that her father used to give her in his art studio, where she spent a lot of time. She would make a painting, and she would bring it to her dad to kind of seek his approval or see what he thought of it, and he would look at it, and he would say, "Make another one." And he never said if he liked it or disliked it. He just wanted her to keep practicing. So we'll keep practicing during this long, strange break that we're having from meeting together in the art room. And I'm going to keep in mind Milton Avery's words to his daughter, March Avery, which is make another one. If you make a mistake today, make another one. If you love it and it came out great, good, make another one. All right, this is a good place to pause and see that painting by March Avery, which is called Bedtime Story. It's from 1989, and you'll see that it's a child and they're grown up reading a story together. And it looks to me like that child has a lovey. Go ahead and pause and take a look. Some people feel comfort when someone reads to them, especially at bedtime. One of my favorite stories to have read to me as a child was The Snowy Day by Ezra Jack Keats. What stories do you love? Other people feel comforted by the objects in their home that make it feel cozy and welcoming. Some people, called interior decorators, even have a career where they decorate the homes of others to give it a certain feeling. In the painting that you'll see next, you might notice the soft, bright pillows, the game of chess, the to-go cup, perhaps filled with cocoa or coffee or tea, and the bouquet of flowers, the sharp new pencil. I love a sharp new pencil, don't you? And the wall of art and posters just crammed full. Go ahead and pause the video here and take a look at this painting by Hilary Pescius called Harper's Gate. And this painting was made just last year, 2019. It was painted by the young artist Hilary Pescius. She lives in Los Angeles, California. She paints representational landscapes and interiors from what she sees around her. She was born in California in 1979. Her artwork has been in many art magazines, and she shows her paintings at art galleries, which are like tiny museums. And I look forward to seeing your artwork, and I miss you all so much that I think I will go hug my own stuffy now. Love, Mrs. Elliott. I hope I see you soon. Bye.